Alright, this is the intro for Mama Always Said Session 2. This is the video where Mama always said, if you play with fire, you will get burned. And as you'll see in the video, it just gives a little illustration of that. But what I wanted the students to understand after watching this is, when it comes to all the things that they're tempted by, all the things that are out there for them to do that are horrible or that can hurt them, if they mess around with those things, somewhere down the line, they're going to get burned. And even though we feel like we can get away with things sometimes, the big message was, if you play with that kind of stuff, you will get burned. The second part of that was kind of sprung from an issue that was going on. Prom was coming up. Heard about some students in my ministry that were really considering going out and doing some drinking and things like that. And I think really their desire came from the fact that they see kids around them all the time that are playing with this fire, that are doing these things, and really seem to suffer little or no consequence for it. They get away with it. They get off scot-free. And to see that, they think, man, those kids get to do it, and they suffer nothing, but if I did it, I would get in huge trouble. So what I wanted them to understand, secondly, was even when it seems like you're not getting burned, the burn's going to happen. Whether that means that their relationship with God is damaged over a long period of time, or whether even with issues like drinking, the problem doesn't come up until they suddenly realize years down the line that they've become an alcoholic, or that their friendships and their relationships have been ruined by what they've been trying to do. So the burn is going to happen, even if it's on a delay. And the last thing I wanted them to understand was, it's not necessarily always God punishing us for the bad things that we do. The burn is there for a reason. So the third point was, when you burn, you learn. I wanted them to understand that the reason that we feel pain, the reason that we suffer the consequences of our own sin, is because God wants us to be able to get out of that. God's not always looking to punish us for all these wrongdoings, but He's definitely not promising to save us from the earthly consequences of the things that we choose to do. So sometimes the burn is what helps us to know when not to do something. And to illustrate that, I use the example of some really rare medical cases of children who were born without the ability to feel pain, and how at first that seems like a cool thing, that you could get away with a lot of stuff, you wouldn't have to be hurt, you wouldn't have to be injured. But the fact is that they're injured all the time, and it's worse because they had no way of knowing it. Without that feeling of pain, their lives are way worse because they can't know what not to do. So the burn is for us to learn from. So that's what the second video was about. Mama always said, if you play with fire, you will get burned.
Danny! Danny! Danny, where are you?
Ma! I'm in the yard with Derek.
Danny? What are you doing out here?
Nothing, Ma. We're just out here messing with some fireworks.
Fireworks? Oh no, Danny, I don't like that at all.
Ma, come on. Me and Derek are like fireworks pros. We've done this like 1,000 times. What's the worst that could happen?
Danny, you know what I always say, if you play with fire, you will get burned.
Seriously, Ma, I'm like 17. I know all about fire. I'm not going to get burned. Now just leave us alone while we blow stuff up.
Danny, no. No, Danny, playtime is over. Put down that lighter. Danny, I mean it. Danny, I am serious. Danny, I mean it. Danny. Danny. Danny! Danny! I mean it! Danny! Danny!
Alright, that's good.